You just take a putty knife and you can zip it all out, and then I can reuse it. See, after I get all done. Funny thing is, on the front door, whoever painted last, they didn't do that. Because somebody painted these exterior doors and they weren't able to get inside all the different units. So see, you can see where they painted real nice here. But look at that. That's not painted. This is the old paint color and they brightened it up. You look up here, not painted, not painted. That's because whoever was in here, or whoever was out here, they painted the door with the door being closed. And that's something. And then they tried to mask off and they tried to do the best they could around here. But look, here you got the smoke seal, the weather stripping. This is an off-white weather stripping. They have it in off-white and they have it in that chocolate brown. And you can see, look at that. They got the paint all over it, right? Look at that. Here's a gouge. Here's a gouge right in there. Paint on there. What do you suppose I'm going to do with that? Well, when I get ready to paint, obviously I'm only painting the door jamb from this edge on over. So I'll take this out, okay? That way I can paint up there. I don't have to get any paint on this. All right, and then I can wash and clean all this before I paint. And then I'll get some new weather stripping. Yes, go to the store, they sell this. And I'll get the off-white, not the chocolate brown. I could get the chocolate brown, that would be fine too. But all the other condos have the off-white on the outside because then you see that from the outside, and it's nice to see the off-white if you got your door jamb painted white. If your door jamb is painted a dark color, then you use the chocolate brown. I'll just get the white ones, and then I would cut it to fit and put it up there. It's going to look really good when I get done. And I'll take out all of these. See, here's some more. This is a plastic anchor. I'll have to take that out. You just put a little screw in there. Make sure it's kind of tight in the plastic anchor, but don't screw it in beyond the backside of the sheetrock, or else it puckers the plastic anchor, and then it's harder to get out. If you can get it in there, then you can take a pair of pliers and just wiggle it back and forth, boop, 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 and those things come out. Okay, I noticed there were some others. Oh, there's some other ones in this area here. They put a wall mount TV here. And oh no, it wasn't there. Here's a plastic anchor here. I'll have to pull that out. And I thought I saw some others somewhere else, but I'll go through everywhere, and then I'll have to sweep all this down because there's probably dust on the walls from years and not being painted, cobwebs, and it just dust. It filters throughout the air and stuff. And then any places that are soiled like this. I'll try to take my simple green and a sponge, try to take that stuff off. And then if I think it's something that could bleed through the wall, I might take some Kills primer and slap that on there before I start painting. You know, just different things like that, especially dark areas here. They had a big old flat screen TV here probably. And I may put some of that on there. And then when I spackle and do all that kind of stuff, you don't necessarily, or I may caulk those and not put any spackle because I don't want the spackle to go beyond the hole, let's say, because this is textured and I don't want a big old, big old mark with the putty knife. Oh yeah, that's where he patched the wall, right there and right there and right there. And oh, over there, don't forget that one. And so once you do that, I might decide that I want to prime those areas. Especially here, it looks like something, the wall mount bracket was rubbing on there, see? In those different areas. That could bleed through the paint possibly. Could. And so I'll take some Kills on that. And then these blinds, I'm going to have to take these blinds down, yeah. I don't want to really have to mess with those. I've tried to cut in around stuff like that before, but it's just easier to get all this stuff out of the way. Yeah, is it going to be a pain in the rear to take this out? Yeah, probably. And to make sure none of these break and flop down and stuff, I'll just have to be careful with it. Pull it down, store it somewhere so I can get all this painted, and then I can put it back up. Don't try to cut around stuff like that. You're starting to paint the ceiling, the wall, try to cut it in. You get paint on these. And trust me, it's hard to get all the paint out of these without having a mark show up. So do yourself right and get all your stuff off your walls before you get ready to paint. See, like even this ceiling fan, I'll probably take that down. Could I paint around it? Yeah, but why? You know, it's in my way. Then I have to cut in around the trim housing and stuff. It's real easy to take the trim housing down and then undo the wires and then pop that off the knuckle and get it out of my way. Then I don't have to worry about tagging any of the blades or the top edge or the rod extension or the housing canopy, all that kind of stuff. Now these light fixture tracks, I'll probably cut in around those. I'll probably take the head off. Those just swivel. You just turn it sideways halfway and then it pops down because the power is on that track. That way you can slide and adjust those wherever you want. That's kind of slick. And so those I'll probably leave that up. Yeah, I'll probably have to cut in around that, but I can be careful. And the ceiling's going to be white. And what color is the trim? White. And all the eyeball can lights like these, I'm going to take the fixture trim cover out, the canopy. You take the bulbs out, and then the canopy is usually attached by two little springs, and you pull those off, the canopy comes down. Then you don't have to cut in around there. You know, have you ever tried to put masking tape on those canopies to get it perfect so that you can just run a roller around there and a paintbrush and then take the masking tape off? And it doesn't really work too well. Plus, then if you do it that way, you have to make sure that these are all adjusted properly before you put the masking tape off, because all the bulbs, when you put the bulb in, you want the bulb centered in the canopies and stuff. And sometimes you'll see where the bulb, oh shoot, it's like the whole canopy trim should have been pushed over to the left a little bit more instead of where it's at. You do that later. Oh, now you have to cut in your paint because you tried to paint these and paint your ceiling with the trim in place. So see, I mean, lots of stuff like that. I'm gonna get all that stuff out and be ready for my project.